compliance reminder. Got to do my discrimination and harassment.
I'm doing the middle of that.
Well, I didn't get that reminder for some reason. Maybe they treated me as a new guy.
Because you're a new hire. You have a whole year to do it. They're treating you as a new hire.
I don't harass any people because I'm new.
Yeah. Brian and I do our fair share of harassing, so we probably got targeted for that in this like specialized training.
Hello, my friends.
Thank you for joining us for the PEBCAK Podcast, a weekly information security show featuring some all-around good people. It is week 33 of 2025. I'm Chris Louie, and back from Las Vegas again. I don't know about you, but I'm Vegas out for the next year. With me, I have my co-host, the Cloud God, who did an amazing job on his main stage talk at Sales Kickoff.
Yeah, thanks. So yes, sick and tired of Vegas. I can go the rest of my life, never going again. But we'll be back there for Black Hat and Sales Kickoff again, and probably Zenith Live and all those other things, all the other good events. But yeah, at least the venue we stayed at was nice, and yeah, thanks for the kudos. I am curious, Jaden Smith, what the heck? Look at me, Mike. Did you guys both see my presentation, or was it just you, Chris?
I think I missed it. So I know you're supposed to present. So like, did you do
too
the
hungover
closed
that day? You
sessions?
didn't even show up.
No, I showed up. So
Everyone went long, right? And so then there was a video in between stuff, and I think people thought it was a break because it was like recognizing people. So a lot of the audience left. But Chris, I'm kind of curious. Did you catch kind of like the beginning of the video and how I kind of brought it back together at the end? And then also, did you notice I was trying to do my best Deadpool without being Deadpool?
I did not catch the Deadpool reference.
So it wasn't the Deadpool reference as much as it was breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. You did the sly look to the side and the camera zoomed in on your face.
Yeah. It was fun, man. For only having 7 minutes, and you know what I mean. Like it was hard to try to communicate. Number one, a message worth communicating, right? And then two, trying to make it fun. So I think it was a stretch of my imagination, but I think it came out pretty damn good.
Hey, I'm just saying that was the best 7 minutes of my SKO experience for what it's worth.
All right. I thought you were going to say it was the best 7 minutes of your life. Is this a drinking episode? No, we're not drinking, right?
I will say some of us are.
Okay.
yeah, I was not doing it, but I guess Brian, I will have to watch the recording then. So I feel bad. I completely missed it.
No, it's okay. You're dead to me, though. Make a note.
Disinvited.
Show note, never have chin back. Yeah.
Kick him off the show. And we do not have Glenn Medina today, who is currently projectile vomiting right now, so we wish him a speedy recovery.
Out of both ends.
I was going to say it, but yeah. We had this planned out. Everybody accepted the invite, and then like 5 minutes before the show starts, Glenn's message is like, I'm not going to make it, guys. Go on without me.
Yeah, not surprised. We love you, Glenn.
We love you,
Get
Glenn.
better. And by better, I mean you're horrible at your job. You're going to lose it.
Our guest this week is Michael Chen. I think I saw you for all of, maybe like 10 minutes at Sales Kickoff, but either way, welcome back to the show.
Oh, yeah. So just like a regular SKO, right? So SKO was like a whirlwind, right? So, every time I saw you, I was, Chris, you were like faster walking, passing on the way to different sessions, right? So, yeah, I have to say, I enjoyed the SKO. I do think this SKO is, from the previous 4 I had. So this is probably the best one. So, just like Brian said, right? So really nice hotel, right? But exciting to be slowed down a little. So I had the best sleep last night for the whole week. And I'm also enjoying hang out here with you guys on here tonight.
Awesome. Well, glad to have you on.
Yeah, outside of the venue, right? Because that definitely helps. But like overall, everything was, to me, was really good. At least the main stage stuff, minus my presentation, was awesome. Like I felt like it was worthwhile. I was really impressed with Greg. or no, I'm sorry, Adam Geller, and kind of like what we're up to in FY26. That'd be pretty optimistic. Were you guys feeling the same?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I think
I'd say so.
winning the 3 days, I think the first day is the best. So I mean the content is so compact, right? So you don't see any like so how to say, it's almost like you get all those new content fly into you, right? So yeah, Brian, I agreed. So yeah.
I think we need to have Brian wear the F1 jacket on one of the shows these days.
Yeah, that thing is not built for guys with muscles. Yes.
I figure.
Or a big belly.
Yeah, who would want like a 4XL F1 jacket that says Cloud Gun on it? I'm like, of course they're going to let you keep it.
Dude, that thing, so it was an XL, and it was skin tight on my arms, like my forearms. I was like, oh my gosh, like I couldn't even wear, like I had to take my watch to get it through, and then it was like tight on the chest, yeah, and then it was baggy on the midsection. I was like, all right, this is great. I look like an Oompa Loompa, but whatever.
I'm sure you can get it custom tailored, like let a little bit out on the forearms, take it a little bit tighter in the chest.
Where would I wear this, Chris?
F1 Vegas when you're back there.
Halloween costume. Yeah.
Yeah, Brian, so also that's the proof, right? You did a good job in the gym, right? So, all the muscles, right? So
He's got those like mountain climber forearms.
Yeah.
Something.
Combined, we have decades of information security experience here, not just to educate, but to entertain. We got 4 awesome stories this week, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. This week, we're going to talk about Germany about to make a lot of internet users angry, Nebraska man, for our third topic, cyber insurance shakeup, and close with youth alcohol talk. For our first topic, the German Federal Supreme Court just revived a legal fight over whether ad blockers like AdBlock Plus violate German copyright law. This stems from a lawsuit by media giant Axel Springler against EO, the company behind AdBlock Plus. Axel Springer argues that ad blockers threaten the revenue by modifying a website's code, specifically the HTML and CSS that they claim is a protected computer program. They say ad blockers illegally modify how websites load in your browser. A lower court in Hamburg initially dismissed that, but the higher court found flaws in that ruling and sent the case back for a closer look. Now, Mozilla's lawyers are warning that a ruling against ad blockers could threaten other browser extensions like ones used for accessibility or privacy. The Supreme Court in Germany wants the lower court to decide if website code counts as a protected program and whether ad blockers changes are unlawful. No ban yet, but this case could drag on for years.
So definitely have to edit out these 2 comments. Like, number 1, German has like these guys are trying to err on the, like, didn't they try to complaining about pop-up blockers? Get the hell out of here. So after that, I don't know that I would think that HTML and CSS is an actual program. Would you? I mean, Mozilla is a program. Firefox, Chrome, that's a program, but that's just content. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit of a stretch here. Like, they have to go before a court that would say a website is a quote program, and I don't know what German law is, but here, like, we have the CFAA and things like that. Like, this would never fly here. Like, obviously, if you modify the code for a website, you should be entitled to that. Just remove all the crap that these ads add to the website.
Yeah, personally, I think users should have the right to control their own browser experience, right? So how the browser looks for them, right? So yeah. So
I think we need to look at. Go ahead.
Yeah, you go ahead.
I was going to say, I think we need to look into Alex's connection to the German Federal Supreme Court. I think we'll find some, like a neighbor, maybe a close relative, distant cousin, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things that, it takes one, and then they start banning it there, and then other countries hope this sets some kind of precedent. But yeah, I'm with Michael. Like, you should be able to control what's displayed in your browser. Like, if this code is annoying or if it's malicious, even, like, is that gonna, like, say a website serves up a malicious iframe? If I remove that malicious iframe, am I now violating copyright law? Like, it's a pretty slippery slope here.
Yeah. And then, if that ruling happens, right, like, I might not be able to using the dark mode plugin, right, for my browsers, right?
Yeah, because you're modifying it.
Yeah, all those should be protected software now, so, yeah.
Yeah, I'm really hoping this doesn't go anywhere.
There, Michael?
Sorry, what did you say?
What are you doing in dark mode? Incognito mode, what are you doing, bud?
Well, I mean, I actually
booking flights is your answer.
Yeah, I'm actually not a big fan of the dark modes, right? Because the reason I mentioned the dark modes seems in tech, right? A lot of users, they like to use the dark modes. So one of the examples is that I cannot name the name of the customer. So one of the my customer, they were complaining because of a ZDX, the digital experience UI, doesn't look good under the dark mode, right? They literally wanted me to request an enhancement request to change the UI color because just like he said, it just doesn't look good in the dark mode because he's using the dark mode. So
sure, why not?
My apologies for accusing you of using incognito mode.
Dark mode just makes everything less bright and less annoying. It's not incognito mode. It's just a display change.
Yeah.
Do you guys do the like regular mode or dark mode, or just like time of day?
I always use dark mode. Whenever I use a computer that has been configured for dark mode and it's light mode, it's like, so bright, so bright.
I go by like time of day. So like during the day it's white, and during that night it goes dark. And the same thing I use night shift. Do you guys use that?
Yeah, I like the blue removal feature of night shift.
Is that new?
No, as long as night shift's been around, that's one of the core features of night shift is they remove the blues or soften the blues so it doesn't it's not so sharp on your eyes when you're trying to go to sleep.
As soon as I turn it on, I feel like my eyes, I can feel the difference, whether it's an iPhone or a computer.
Yeah, but I mean, if this thing passes and says websites are copyright protected content, then there's useful plugins. It's like accessibility plugins that will read the content or make the content bigger. Let's say if it's hard for you to see things, and there's a plugin that makes things bigger. Like, is that all of a sudden illegal now? So, clearly the ad company has an agenda here that they want to ban ad blockers, but at the same time, they're going to do a good amount of collateral damage here.
Doesn't Safari on the phone do something too? You can request a mobile mode or something?
Yeah, by default it's mobile, and then you could request desktop mode. But that's
you can actually hide distracting items as well. I don't think I've ever done that though. Yeah, this can go whatever. They'll probably get their way. Litigate it, throw enough money out there, you'll never know.
These big evil ad companies versus I don't know if it's freeware anymore, but it's this open source ad blocking plugin. But
yeah, if this case is not gonna get dismissed again, I will believe what Brian said. I will believe there must be some connections between between the Crow and this company.
So Chris, why did you go to briandeach.com during SKO? Did you know there would be an Easter egg there?
I did not know there'd be an Easter egg. I was on the training iPad that they gave us, and we had some time to kill, and I'm like, let's see how far we could take this. Do they have any restrictions here? And normally, when you're at some kind of kiosk type iPad, they put it in guided access or something. There's no restriction. So I just went there. I'm like, well, I have it fresh in my memory that Brian Deach says, if you want to go to briandeach.com, and I'm like, all right, let me check it out. So then I went to briandeach.com. I'm like, oh yeah, nice little Easter egg here.
You could have gone to chrislouis.net. I think you just didn't want to get yourself in trouble. Sure.
Yeah, that was funny. But you got a total of 4 views, you said?
Yeah, excluding you, 4 views.
All right.
That
Well,
day.
some people were curious enough to go there.
Yeah.
We'll see how many of our listeners actually go there too. Check it out. There's a little Easter egg there, so go check it out. I think you
Can't
probably
tell
got
me I
more.
don't go the extra mile for this BS, I tell you.
You probably got more hits off your LinkedIn post, huh? The redirect.
What redirect? Oh my God, yeah, that was insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you got like thousands of hits off of that.
Yeah, that was insane. That was the Google Wiz merger called Google, right? Yeah. The press release took them to my website.
There's ever a lesson on don't click on suspicious links. That was it.
Yeah. That was fun though.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping ad blockers will survive this. And I was thinking, even if the German courts rule this is illegal, it's one of those like you can't stop the signal moments where the code for ad blocking extensions is out there. Like how are they going to enforce this? Like they can force Mozilla and Chrome to remove ad blockers from their web store, but you can always sideload it.
Speaking of stupid comments, now we're on to our second story of the week.
For our second topic, the long arm of the law finally caught up with the perpetrator of a crypto crime in Nebraska. Charles O. Parks III, aka CP30, was just sentenced to a year in prison for defrauding cloud computing providers out of $3.5 million to mine nearly $1 million in cryptocurrency. Arrested in April, Parks faced charges of wire fraud, money laundering, and illegal transactions with potential 20-year sentence, and he actually admitted to skipping out on a massive cloud computing bill. Court documents point to 2 Seattle area companies up by Mike, likely Microsoft and Amazon, just based off the headquarters. They say 2 major cloud computing companies, one headquartered in Redmond and one headquartered in Seattle. So look, who else could that be? As the victims. From January to August in 2021, Parks used aliases and fake businesses like CP30 LLC and Multimillionaire LLC to steal huge amounts of cloud computing power. He mined cryptocurrencies like Monero, Ether, and Litecoin, tricking providers into giving him premium services while dodging the bills and questions about suspicious data use. At one point, he even claimed he was building a global online trading platform for over 10,000 students. Now, this is where he got in trouble. Parks laundered the crypto profits through exchanges, online payment platforms, an NFT marketplace, and bank accounts, then splurged on Mercedes S-Class AMG, jewelry, and first-class travel. He flaunted his, quote, multi-millionaire mentality on YouTube, posing as a crypto influencer. And once again, we have a story about someone smart enough to steal millions of dollars, but dumb enough to spend lavishly and brag about it online.
So, they didn't get him in trouble for figuring out how to work the system. He got in trouble for laundering the money?
Money laundering, yeah. Well, I mean, they got him on that too. You know, it's some form of theft, right? They sent him bills, he refused to pay them. And then on top of that, he tried to launder the money. And I think that's where they could have gotten a pretty heavy sentence on him.
Yeah, so that kind of reminded me, right? I think when I was on the last time, there was a similar story, right? So seems like those, similar like cyber crime, like crimers, right? So they lack of basically operational security training, right? So it goes like a full bound with the fake LLCs, right? To get the money, right? To fraud to get the money. And then he went on YouTube, right? Become a YouTuber. And then he spent the money in a most observable way possible, right? So now he got caught, right? So, yeah. So it seems like those, like maybe money coming too easy. Just to me that they just not aware of, the operational security is important too. So.
Where the heck did Terry Davis go?
I don't know.
don't know. I should have read this article ahead of time. All right, I'm just
here.
reading.
Don't worry.
I know. Let's see here.
It's like that. The guy that hacked Bitfinex with his girlfriend, and they like spent lavishly. They bought like Walmart gift cards and sent stuff to their house. It's like, okay, you're smart enough to steal like $5 billion worth of crypto, but you're stupid enough to send stuff to your actual home address.
Yeah.
I don't understand how it was money laundering. By the way,
well, he
tried to like send it to like crypto tumblers and crypto.
So what did he wrong? He generated the money, and he could have been trying to serve 10,000 students. Like, maybe he's going to take the money. Like, we don't know.
Well,
and technically, he was a multimillionaire LLC. Like, I think this is a witch hunt, guys.
He did nothing wrong. He's innocent here.
Yeah. Well, I think. Yeah. So the money he got is from the mining operations, right? That's what I understand. He spin up those fake companies, right, and trick those cloud providers,
cloud computing power. Yeah.
Right.
So it's like literally burning money. He spent $3.5 million worth of cloud computing resources, and he only made like $1 million out of it.
This is BS.
$2.5 million.
How all right? Fake companies is a real company. How many people stand up their own company as a tax write-off? Like, he's being legitimate here. Like, I don't understand at all like what he did wrong. And shame on both Microsoft and Amazon for letting him run up a $2.5 million bill. Like, who's really at fault? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I agree with that, right? So, I mean, for me to spin up any compute resources in Amazon, I have to plug into my credit card, right? So I have to put in my credit card, before I can do that, right? So, I guess when you register an LLC, yeah.
Sure, you can get credit.
He tried it. It just he was standing up a website to, 10,000 students simultaneously. Like, he was trying, guys. But like, on the side, he was also mining a little bit of Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I wonder if he owes them like $2.5 million in restitution. Like, did they seize the crypto? I guess they must have seized his Mercedes, but
they did.
Any other
500 grand in the Mercedes.
Yeah. An S-Class AMG is not 500. It'd be like, I don't know, 200 max.
Well, no, in the article it says they took the car and $500K.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So that's part of the restitution. I'm sure he has to pay.
Yeah. So, Chris, did you mention like a jewelry? Like, did it like he spend money on the jewelry too?
Yeah.
Other than the Mercedes.
Yeah, Mercedes. I'm sure he got like a diamond necklace that says like Bitcoin Life or something. First class travel.
Well,
that always
glitches. So
that always struck me as something interesting. Like, we still got you, Michael.
Okay, good.
That there was there's a guy. His name was Kumajani, and basically he stole lots and lots of the money. He did wrong. He stole, credit card numbers and stole lots of money, but like he spent all his money on like luxury travel and drugs and nights out partying. I'm like, is that the way to go if you have illicit money? Because they can't really claw that back. But if you buy like, houses and you buy luxury cars, like they can take all that stuff back and then they're going to just, end up reselling it. Like, is it, if you have illicit money, like she's spending on experiences versus like stuff that can be repossessed?
Dude, again, you guys are on the wrong side of this article. I'm with C3PO. Like, this just goes to show you, like, these companies are just so gung-ho on, like, letting you shoot yourself in the foot, right? You want to rack up $3.5 million worth of, cloud computing? Shame on you. You'll pay me. How many companies do we know that we speak to? They're just like, yeah, we exceeded our budget in the first 3 months of, calendar year 25. Like, it happens all the time. Like, I don't know. And that he tricked, like, if it's that easy to trick, you're gonna tell me you're tricking Microsoft and Amazon? Get out of here. Like, whatever.
Well, there's that guy that submitted fake invoices to, it was Facebook and Apple, I think, or Facebook and
that was
somebody else.
Wrong.
Yeah, but like the real, I want to say like the real company is called like Quanta Computing or something, and they these are legitimate vendors that they send millions of dollars to every year. He named it like Quantis Computing and just sent them fake invoices and like, well, this is close enough. Let's just pay them. Do you think that's legitimate?
No, that was messed up. I think like
I'm just trying to find the line here, Brian.
I think he claimed the resources were for 10,000 online students. Maybe they were, and then maybe it just didn't work. Like, and so he's just like, well, what am I going to do with all this stuff? I should just mine some Bitcoin, baby. And maybe, like, I think his argument would be like, yeah, I was going to do this. It didn't work out. I figure I'll mine some Bitcoin. And by the time, Bitcoin goes up or some crypto, then I'll just pay my debts. But it didn't go up. And I spent my money. I don't know what to tell you.
He didn't hodl long enough. That was the problem.
Did not hodl long enough. Poor guy.
It's like trying to determine if you're being sarcastic, if you actually genuinely feel for this guy like he got railroaded here.
I don't know, man. I think so many people stand up businesses and write-offs, they go bankrupt, and it's like, oh well. Like, they spent like $1 bajillion on the sports complex by my house. And then like 3 days after it went open, it's like, oh, we're going out of business, right? I'm like, you guys literally ran all the power and grass and all this stuff for like months with no one there. Like, you know what I mean? And then someone came in and bought it for pennies on the dollar. Like, that's legal, right? But like, it's the same thing. Like,
money laundering scam.
Yeah. First Solar was here. They put like 1 billion square foot manufacturing facility, and then surprise, like it just went under. And then Apple came in and bought it at pennies on the dollar. Like, I don't know. I'm not believing it. Now it's a data center.
Yeah. But Brian, he has money, right? He spent money on the BMW and the Mercedes and the jewelry.
Yeah. We agree. He didn't hold it long enough. But maybe he thought the rest of his investments were going to go up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, as the CEO and founder of this LLC, multimillionaire LLC, he's entitled to take, a modest salary out of it.
Yeah. You can't live, yeah.
Well, at least these companies can prove damages, and I'm guessing the case stemmed from he had no development team, he had no online platform for 10,000 students, and he was just making up stuff just so he can get free cloud computing to mine cryptocurrency. Just going out on a limb here, but I'm guessing that's what that case stemmed on.
They're dumb for even doing it. They are. They should be held accountable.
Yeah, it's
because if this is a legitimate business and he went over on it, they'd be like, we don't care. We want our money. And now he's just like, I don't got the money. Like, I squandered it on dumb things. They're like, oh, we're suing you.
Yeah. Well, we had a guest on, one of your buddies that did something similar, right? And then ended up being a hit company. Yeah. Remember Corey?
Oh, yeah.
Cody.
Yeah.
Not Corey. Cody. Yeah.
Cody. Yeah.
Yeah. Got to go back on that episode to get the real scoop on that one. All right. For our third topic, cyber insurance is finally getting a shakeup. After nearly a decade of uncapped losses, some insurers are testing out a new tactic called CVE exclusions, which could limit payouts if companies get hit by attacks exploiting outdated vulnerabilities if they fail to patch. The insurance industry is grappling with massive breaches like NotPetya, pushing insurers to use data from cybersecurity assessments to gauge risk better. But with 46,000 vulnerabilities expected in our current year, 2025, which 30% of them are rated critical, patching everything quickly is tough, especially with legacy systems. Critics argue that CVE exclusions undermine the whole point of cybersecurity insurance, which is to be a financial safety net, not to blame the victim for missing patches. It's always meant to close the final gap, but I can definitely understand both sides here.
So I'm on the side of insurance is fraud. Now they should all go to jail. Just like our auto insurance and everything, and health insurance is all. Yeah, it's BS. Like I'm not about it, man.
Yeah.
And the whole point of this, like, if you do your job correctly, right? If you go through here and say, if you're the customer, and say, hey, we've done an analysis. we want to take out a cyber insurance, policy on this, and these are our gaps, X, Y, and Z, right? Like it's known, and that's what you're doing. That's like the whole point of it. And I think insurance's whole goal in life is to, number one, never pay. And if they do have to pay, then either raise your premiums through the roof or just drop you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with like auto insurance and like it's just, again, it's a money grab. That's legal, but mining Bitcoin or mining crypto isn't. So whatever.
Still on that. He did no wrong.
Yeah.
Free C3PO. We'll start a hashtag on that.
I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, this definitely is a slippery slope, right? Like Brian, he mentioned, right? So I had a real experience. So I had a home leaking or flooding was something, right? So insurance company find a way to reject that. So the reason they rejected that, they said, hey, if your pipe busted, right, like suddenly busted, right? So normally won't happen, but if it's a slow leaking on the pipe or whatever, there's a hole, whatever, right? So if you didn't notice that, right, like behind the wall or underneath the cabinet, if the slow leak happened like over the time, like 2 months or 3 months, and eventually you caught that, and then it says it's in the policy, it's not covered because slow leaking is not covered. It's on you. Yeah. So yeah, I'm an honest person, right? So, but like when I tell my friends that story, he said he said you should just use a screwdriver, like punch the pipe. Said, oh, there's a sudden flooding, a sudden leak now. Yeah, yes, sudden burst now.
Now you're committing insurance fraud.
Yes.
Insurance is fraud.
Insurance
changed my mind.
Yeah, I mean, I could see both sides of this, at least in this case, because I mean, cyber insurance it's off the rails. It's crazy. Like the people selling it have no idea what they're doing. That NotPetya, they had to pay out billions of dollars in losses, and it comes down to like, well, if you have like a 2018 CVE and you could be bothered to patch it or put any kind of mitigating circumstances in front of it, I'm like, yeah, I could see them not wanting to pay that out. Like there is some kind of shared responsibility here, but if it's some like brand new 0 day, like I get it, and I would think that maybe they should operate something off like the CISA Kev list, the known exploited vulnerabilities. That if it's on the Kev list, you have X amount of days to patch it because full well you should do this. Every U.S. federal agency has to patch it within a certain time, and yeah, maybe piggyback off that.
I think again, this kind of goes back to knowing your risk and your exposure, right? I think you should be like, if the insurance company is saying you're not allowed to have any CVEs that are out that are exploitable, then what's the point, right? And I think you're right. Like if it's a 2018 versus 2025 or a 0 day, I think there's something there. But I also think if you come to them and say point blank, here's our security assessment we did internally, we have externally, here are our gaps, and yes, there is this one from 2018. Let's cover that, right? Let's make sure that this is covered. So if we do get popped, you guys are going to pay, right? And so you pay that extra premium. Now, if you don't identify that as a gap or a risk, right, and then you get popped, then I'm on the insurance side. Like you didn't disclose that. Yeah, plain and simple.
Yeah, even like auto insurance, like there's tiers and there's certain packages. Like I could pay, like I have to pay for uninsured motorist insurance just because I'm a good citizen. I buy insurance, but there's a lot of jerks out there that drive around without insurance, and I got hit by an uninsured motorist, and thank goodness I had uninsured motorist insurance because I was fully covered for that.
He was pay by the mile, buddy. Or was he actually uninsured?
They found out he was this driver was uninsured because we contacted the pay by the mile insurance. So like, this guy dropped us last year. Like we have no idea who's driving this car right now. So I'm like, okay, well that's wonderful. So then I had to go through my insurance and like, yeah, you're covered. You have uninsured motorist insurance for exactly that reason. I live in.
You gonna sue him or not?
I don't have to sue him because I was made whole, but the insurance company is going after this individual.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah, normally when that situation happens, your insurance company will go after, will investigate, right? So whether this guy is truly uninsured, or if he has the money, he has to pay. So
Yeah.
So did
And it
your
was a hit and
premiums go
run.
up?
So that clearly we know why he ran because he wasn't insured.
Yeah.
Thankfully,
Did
my
they go
premium
up?
did not go up.
When's your renewal? You're in.
I got paid out before the renewal, so my renewal hit and it did not go up.
Wow.
Thankfully.
All right.
Yeah.
Shout out to State Farm,
Shout out to
AAA.
Warren Buffett and who owns Geico Insurance.
Geico.
All
Yep.
right, Geico.
Yeah, I've heard that Geico is a nightmare to deal with once you file a claim, but they were actually pretty pleasant to deal with. I have to say.
Wow.
Yeah, I think a crit. Sorry, Brian. Go ahead.
No,
Yeah,
go ahead.
yeah. So I think that Chris, you connected me with a Geico. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's pretty. Yeah, it's pretty. At least the prices are pretty reasonable. I haven't filed any claims since I switched it.
yeah. Like I every year I do my due diligence. I do my shopping when I do Geico, and I drive Tesla, so I go to Tesla Insurance. I go to State Farm Insurance. I go to like AAA. Geico is always by far the cheapest. I don't know how they do it. And people said like you'll pay for it when you have to file a claim, but when I filed the claim, like they were decent to work with. So I don't know what everyone's up about on that one.
Yeah, maybe Geico gonna give you and me discount after this podcast.
Sponsored by Geico.
No, and fun fact, Geico is owned by Berkshire Hathaway, which is Warren Buffett's holding company. And if you own stock in Berkshire Hathaway, you get an 8% discount on your premium. So I own Berkshire Hathaway stock.
80%?
8%.
Oh, so good. Leave it up to Chris to find
Found
the gap.
the discounts. Yep.
Yeah, always.
And the stock's done well over the years, so I'm not complaining.
Yeah. So going back to that story, right? So I think Chris, I like your idea, right? So you cannot do those, exclusions, because if you're getting too broad, right? It basically like insurance is basically just saying like I'm not paying, like I'm not covering anything, right? But use multiple tier, maybe is a better way to handle that, right? So one thing, like the company will be responsible, right? Not just ignoring patching. But on the other hand, right, so, you gave the company the multiple tier, like they might have to pay high premium, but maybe like some kind of an unbundler policy, right? So if you're willing to pay that much insurance premium, right? So, hey, if you can completely ignoring patching, so.
Yeah, it's like if I'm a mom and pop shop or a medium-sized business, like I don't have full-time IT staff. I'm going to buy cyber insurance to compensate for that. So I'll buy the more expensive tier and say it's cheaper for me to buy the insurance and add that tier
than
to hire full-time IT staff. So that should be a thing. And then if you're a very mature company, you're a big four bank or a big four accounting firm, and says I have 800 people on my cybersecurity staff. Like we patch every month or so, then they can get cheaper coverage. And that says if you get popped for something from 2020, like you're not covered. So I think we should treat it like every other form of insurance and say there's certain either policy limits or deductibles or certain levels of coverage that you can at least start picking from a menu, other than just some blanket thing that says if you ever get popped by ransomware, we'll pay out 100%.
Yeah, great.
Disagree. Just kidding.
I mean, I think it's good. We're finally taking a look at it, because there were so many people, like, maybe 5 years ago, there's so many people just jumping into cybersecurity insurance. They're like, we're just going to collect premiums and we're going to print money. And then all these people just start getting hit by ransomware and they have to pay all these outrageous, extortion payments. And they're like, okay, maybe this is not as profitable as we thought it would be.
So here's the thing. Auto insurance is a scam. And I know this because I go get a quote and I give my name and I think date of birth. And it's like fetching your results. It's like, oh, you have 4 vehicles under your name and these drivers. I'm like, why are you? It's just information sharing across the board. Like, it's not real. It's all fixed.
Don't get me started on data brokers and how much information on you is out there. That's a whole nother topic for another show. But yeah,
they're like, you get it $8 cheaper this month, but we're gonna raise your premiums $80, and then just be okay with it over the years.
And then get into these data brokers that, like, I think it was GM. They were illegally, and maybe it's GM or Hyundai. They were illegally selling your driving data to these data brokers that say, Well, Brian regularly likes to go over 100 miles an hour on the freeway. Let's jack up his insurance premium by 20%.
Dude, you know what's kind of wild? Again, this is why I hate insurance. Like, so my mom passed in June, and my stepdad, he was talking to me. He's like, yeah, I think every 6 months, I'll ballpark a number because I don't remember what it was, but let's say it's every 6 months it's $1,200. He's like, so logic would tell you take someone off the insurance because they no longer exist, right? He's like, it should be like half. He's like, nope, it's $1,000, right? Like it only went down like $200. I'm like, this is insane.
Yeah. Oh. And insuring the vehicle, I guess, not the person. I guess would be their defense.
Yeah, but whatever.
Yeah, insurance, giant scam.
Giant scam. I guarantee if he takes the other vehicle off, which he will eventually, it's going to go from $1,000 to $999.
It's going to take a couple bucks off.
Yeah. Well, it's because you're single. Yeah, you're a liability. You're going to be out drinking. You don't have a second car to come pick you up, loser. Like it's just never ending.
Designated driver. Yeah.
Yeah. If you really want to go toe to toe with your nonsense today, Chris, I will fight you on this. I'm on one right now, buddy.
All right. For our last topic, it'll be a rotating topic every week. This week we're going to talk about a Gallup poll that just said drinking alcohol in the U.S. is down to 54%, the lowest ever since they began tracking it back in 1939. So why do you think that is? Drinking is
Bring
now
back
at
prohibition.
all-time low. I mean, if you go to the bar at our last sales kickoff, you wouldn't believe this stat, but nationwide, this seems to be true.
So two out of the three of my drinking age kids abstain from alcohol entirely, and the one that does, it's very much I've never tried this. I'm somewhere, so I'll drink it, and it's like a drink, right?
Yeah.
I would say for this family, I would say it has to deal with Christianity. I think it's like church is a big reason for it.
Which is funny because I guess if you also take the other poll, I think the percentage of Americans that believe in a religion or adhere or self-identify to a religion is also probably at an all-time low as well.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I my take on this, I just think like the younger generation are more like health conscious now.
Health conscious,
right? Yeah. Right. So, now like when you go to social media, there's so much information, telling you about the bad thing to your health, right? By consuming alcohols, right? And then today, like if you look at it, we have a lot of alternatives now, right? The mocktails, different type of energy drinks, right? Even the weed consumption,
also,
social
recreational marijuana.
Slots, right? Yeah. So I was watching like TikTok, there suddenly just something just jumped up, said, hey, this company in New Jersey, they sell you these gummies, right? But they have, because they need to be shipped out across the states, so they only have like I think that there's a legal
it's like under the legal limit, for THC, right?
Yeah, legal limit, right? So he said, hey, this gonna replace the alcohol, gonna make you healthy. There's no hangovers, right? So I think all those different things, alternatives, maybe drive the number goes down. So drive the number down.
Yeah, I will say that somebody, I won't name this person, but somebody in our circle is getting into the like magic mushrooms business, and that's one of the alternatives as well, that you can kind of get the same feeling. You don't have to go to a bar, you don't have to deal with the hangovers and the side effects of that, but still get that perceived high off of that, and that's becoming a little bit more mainstream. There's lots of tech CEOs out there that endorse things like microdosing on LSD and other things, and it's becoming a little bit more acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
Which is wild when you think about it.
Yeah.
Chris, all your things are insane.
So
Nothing. I disagree with you, Hunter.
So I put 24/7 social media. I think this is also true that when I was in college, and if you made poor decisions, like it would be a fun story that you could retell. But nowadays, everybody has a camera phone; they're recording it, and they can, instantly embarrass you. I think people tend to be a little more cautious around those kinds of things because of the 24/7 social media culture we're in. At that, you make a mistake, that's got to be on Instagram or Snapchat, and everyone's going to be like making fun of you for that. So I think that's one reason why alcohol consumption could be down. I'm not going to mention alternatives, which I think is also a valid. Here, at least here in the U.S., there's this movement of legalizing more recreational drugs that are alternatives to alcohol.
Yes, Chris, you reminded me the story. Like one of our friend get drunk and starting to talk nonsense, and then he got it recorded, right? And then
Yeah. And the pandemic also didn't do us any favors. COVID closed a lot of the fun bars, the fun places. There used to be places that would be open pretty late, and these are the bars that we would go to, and then a lot of them just did not survive the pandemic. So there's not anywhere where fun to go.
Mm.
I think all the fun bars open back up. You're just not in the know.
Maybe it's a California thing.
Yeah.
And I think prices have something to do with it too. So going back to our Black Hat episode where we were talking about just Vegas, it's just so outrageously priced. Like you go to a bar and like, yeah, a beer is like $12, and like a well drink is like maybe $20 now. I'm like, those are outrageous prices that you just can't afford to go out to a bar and like buy a round anymore and just hang out there all night. It's just overpriced now.
Oh, on night one, I opened up a tab for myself, and then other people started ordering on it. I was like, I'll close out, and I got the tab. It was like $400. I'm like, oh my God.
You got hit twice. You got hit by the Vegas tax, and you got hit by the alcohol tax.
Freeloader tax.
Yeah, freeloader tax. Yeah, like used to be a thing in college. You buy like a case of PBR and it'd be relatively affordable. But now you go to a bar and I'm like, well, I don't know, I don't want a Foster's or a Stella or something. Like, all right, $8, $12, like a little bit out of hand, I would say. Yeah, I have here. People aren't quite as social anymore. I think I'm like noticing that. I mean, I'm older, of course, but I think in general, like there was this chart that was going viral on social media, and it said like the percentage of Americans that by age 30, they're married and they own a house. And in like the 1950s, that was like maybe 60% of the population. And like today, that's like 12% of the population. And that it's just not a thing anymore, that people don't get married early, don't believe in the American dream and buy a house. And I think partially that's due to just people aren't as social. Like they're raised as the Snapchat generation, the internet generation. Like we meet on Xbox Live. We don't meet in person anymore. Like if I wanted to hang out with a friend, I have to see him in person. But nowadays it's like FaceTime, it's Xbox Live, it's Roblox, that people just are not as social anymore. And that's a big driver of why you would just go to a bar and hang out together.
Are you saying that people are happier so they don't need to cope with alcohol?
No, I think it's the opposite. I think it's like people are not as happy. They go to social media and they go online to cope with that and
get the dopamine there.
To get the dopamine hit there when they should be going out and like spending time with people. I guess Michael's son might probably be in the best age of that. Brian, your son's probably a little too old for that, but it's like, is that a thing? Like, does he go out and hang out with people? Does he hang out in his room and just talk to people on Xbox Live and like that? Like, is that still a thing anymore? Like, just go hang out in somebody's room?
Well, my son, he still hang out. He still go out hang out with the friends, right? But then when he at home, right? So he pretty much just spent time on the computer games and then right, all those things. But the only thing is that I don't he doesn't touch alcohol. I know that, right? It's kind of interesting is that some of his friends actually drive all the way. So he's 19, so drive all the way to Canada. I think that the legal drinking age here is what, 21?
18. The legal age here, yeah, 21 here. It's 18.
21 here,
Canada.
right? But Canada is low, right? So that's why his friends drive to Canada, Vancouver. So just able to touch the boats, right? So because it's legal there, right? So, but I asked them, my son, like I said, hey, did you drink with them? Like he said, no, he just go in there, have some fun, have some food, and then he actually didn't touch the alcohol at all. So yeah. But I guess maybe he just special. I guess the so I will hear Brian your story. So
I mean, Michael, don't call him a child anymore. Like at least during school, he's on the grind, man. Like he's home or school, homework, and that's about it. During his break, like over summer. Usually, well, at least this summer was more gym time, which was good because I think it's always important. And then there was a couple times I think he did UFC 318 and 319, so they made an effort to go out to that. And then 4th of July went out and did some fireworks with his friends, legal fireworks, everyone. But yeah, like they still get out, but like and hang out, but like, and he has friends. Like I would say. Some of his friends do drink, but like they don't take it anywhere, right? Or at least he just doesn't indulge. He's just like, I just don't see any. To him, he's just like, I just don't see any value in it. So,
yeah,
which is wild.
That's probably part of the education thing too. Like there could potentially be a lot of downsides, and he doesn't see much upside. So that's good that he's educated in that and doesn't cave into peer pressure that way.
Yeah,
you guys raised him right.
But he also said that smoking the doinkers is a big thing with the kids as well, though. So yeah, which he doesn't do either.
The alternatives to it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we continue to get great comments about our dad joke of the week.
Dad joke of the week.
This week, our guest Michael is up.
Yeah, sure. So here's mine. Why don't hackers ever get locked out of their houses?
Why?
Why is that?
Yeah, because they always have the right keystrokes.
All right, we'll take it.
I'll say it's better than ransomware.
A little bit more prepared, that's for sure.
Yeah,
exactly.
All right, to wrap things up. Adblockers could get banned in Germany soon. Stealing cloud computing will get you 1 year in jail. Cyber insurance is tired of unpatched CVEs, and alcohol consumption overall is down. That's all I have for this week. We hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Find us on LinkedIn. Links will be in the description. Find us on Instagram at PEBCAK Podcast. Thank you to our listeners and subscribers. Rated us 5 stars in the iTunes Store and Spotify, and left us a review. We appreciate you all spreading the word to help grow the show. The best way to find us is to search for the PEBCAK Podcast in your favorite podcast listening app. My co-host Brian Deesh and our guest Michael Chen. I'm Chris Louie. Thanks for listening. We'll see you all next week, and as always, have a nice day.
Bye, Felicia.
Have a nice day.